I guess it's live. So we have a pretty sizable Instagram audience. I think it's like 450,000 fans among 3 or 4 accounts. Elephant Journal and Waylon Lewis and Walk the Talk Show and Eco Folks. But we'll pause our important message for this cute little, look at that. He was napping until I just woke him up. So every time I post something about politics, I get, 10 comments from our readers, our dear fans, saying, shut the hell up, shut the F up. And I understand, and I think it's actually a positive that many of our fans or our followers or our readers are not like-minded. We're reaching beyond the choir. We're talking about inspiring stuff. We're talking about spiritual stuff. We're talking about yoga. We're talking about bicycling and family and education. And all these passions, all these paths extend far beyond the kind of liberal echo chamber or conservative echo chamber. Many media platforms only reach those who already agree with it. And part of our mission at Elephant is to reach those who may not yet give a care about the mindful life. They may see, they're good people, but they may see things quite differently. And as far as I'm concerned, politics is not about, when we post about politics, I'm not a huge Trump fan. That's probably not a surprise, but I'm not a Trump fan because I'm a liberal. I don't even think Trump is particularly a real conservative. I think he's just kind of a jerk who happens to be surrounded by people who are so extreme they're not even particularly Republicans. I think most Republicans support Trump for the most part just because he's going to put in place a conservative Supreme Court justice, and by and large he's on their team. But he himself, I don't think, really even knows much about traditional conservative values, many of which I respect. So anyway, this isn't about Trump. This is simply about politics is about life, and we focus on life. And it's important for everyone, whether you're conservative, liberal, libertarian, whatever your thing is, socialist, to be involved in politics. We shouldn't feel like it's rude dinner conversation. It can be really unsettling, and people get really emotional, including myself, about it sometimes, but that's okay. I remember once in the 90s, I was in college, and I remember arguing with a roommate of mine, Mike Smith. We lived on Calumet Street at the time in Mission Hill in Boston. And I remember we were arguing about Bill Clinton lying about smoking pot. I don't remember who had what opinion, but I'm generally of the opinion he should have just been frank about it and said, hey, yeah, I smoke pot, so sue me. Just be honest. But I think at the time there was such a culture that I think, to get to Trump's credit, he's broken through. At the time there was a culture of you have to kind of try and toe the party line, not the Democratic or Republican party line, but the kind of what's acceptable in politics party line. So Clinton was far less frank and honest, as he should have been, like many other presidents. And that is a compliment to Trump. But anyway, to focus on my main through point here today is that politics are about life, and Elephant covers the mindful life, and we are going to forever, and we have forever. Politics is bicycle lanes. Politics is equal rights. Politics is social justice, and I don't mean identity politics. I mean vital social justice. Politics is the right of our friends to marry. Politics is safe streets and safe education, and education for all, and a fair economy, a healthy environment upon which we all depend. And my Republican conservative friends in the Rockies love their environment. You go into any lunch spot up there, and frankly, they're more involved in nature every day. Maybe they're tearing it up or hunting in it, but they're more in there every day than half the liberals who espouse, say, climate change. So politics affects us all, and we all have to be willing to be involved. Democracy is, as they say, not a spectator sport. So I just posted something which kind of inspired this a couple hours ago on our Instagram.com/elephantjournal, and I post about politics a fair amount. And I got a lot of, not a lot of hell, I got a lot of love for it and some hell. And my reaction to that was just to comment and say, oh, what, I mean, this is an edited, pretty version of it that I then posted, but awareness, peaceful action, activism, with some sense of humor about ourselves are wonderful ways to lead a meaningful life. Democracy is not about sticking one's head in the sand. Now, not later, is the time to express yourself and listen and act with compassion. So that's our basic point of view about politics, if you've been wondering. And the reason why I titled it the way I did is I feel like if you're into yoga or spirituality or astrology or whatever it is your thing is, meditation, but you're not active in community, you're not active in engaged spirituality, engaged yoga or spirituality or whatever, with some sense of compassion and helpfulness to others or our environment, then you're missing the point, or I'm missing the point. So that's it. I hope you're all super well, and I send you my best. And that's why Elephant covers politics and always will. P.S. Hopefully the way we cover politics doesn't further heighten the aggression, but is both frank, which will piss some people off, but also has some sense of the values beneath that, which is what I've touched on. So it's not about left versus right, although I generally am liberal because I do care about the environment and regulations on our economy to keep things fair so we don't have another financial collapse driven by greed on Wall Street and ridiculous, the kind of stuff covered in The Big Short. So, hope you're all super well on this beautiful Colorado Sunday.